Hi, so I am shooting a video for YouTube after almost 2 months, and the reason for that is that I was in the hospital for 17 days in February, and then since that I have been busy with other things after coming back, and I realized at the end of March that my life in the past 90 days of this new year 2023, which is not so new anymore, has completely turned around. And this dawned on me one fine day, I think March 29. In fact, like, I have a journal. I made a journal entry after a long time just on that day, where I realized that this has been, yeah, March 29th. I realized that this has been quite a quarter. Not that I measure or look at my life that way. I used to at one point when I had started my business. I would look at it quarters because that's what business coaches would do, or I would see in social media. And then I stopped looking at it because I would not have any progress these are the kind of progress results I would want. So I stopped looking at it from a year to year basis, that I'm making this progress on a quarterly and therefore yearly basis. So because I really had none. But when I wasn't planning it, when I wasn't thinking of progress, results, I had such a turnaround in 90 days. And incidentally, the day after that, I saw a video on social media where someone was talking about how, your life changes in 90 days, and you can also do a projection, as in you can, let's say, also expect your life to also turn around in the next 90 days, just the way your life looks very different from the last 90 days, if you are doing the right things, or if you're doing the right kind of inner work. And I wasn't planning to see any results, like I mentioned, but I saw it. And so when I started the year, and so therefore I would like to talk in this video a little bit about that, mostly for documenting it, because this is quite unexpected. I had been wanting these kind of results, like being able to measure my results from quarter to quarter, but this is the first time that it has actually happened in all these years of me wanting to do that. So for that, documenting it, and also as a way of motivation or inspiration for someone who might be stuck in a rut, and that's exactly where I was. So I did release a video in January, I think within the first 2 weeks of January, where I was talking about how I was having health issues, and I'm finding it difficult to climb out of the rut. I had been sick since the middle of December, and absolutely this could be me not having a flow of thoughts is because I usually don't plan my videos in the actual content. I let it come to me, and I am recording a video after so long, so this could be a reason why I don't have my usual flow, but it'll come back to me in the right time. So like I was mentioning, I was in a health rut, which also affected me mentally very much into January, and it really took a worse turn. I thought I'll be fine in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It just kept getting not better, and at the same time I started manifesting other health issues. So finally I went to the hospital for one health issue, and they said also go for the other one that you have. And to long story short, they asked me to admit myself. So it's not like it was critical, but I have an ongoing autoimmune condition called psoriasis. I may have mentioned that in other videos. It's been a while since I have recorded videos, so I have no track of what I say and what I have said. But yes, I have released a video about autoimmune. So I have that, and then I had been going to this hospital for many years. Before the pandemic, I used to go there for the psoriasis, but no one asked me to get myself admitted. And here in the first visit, they asked me to get admitted, which I really wish I had done earlier. Someone had asked me to. I had even asked the doctors in 2018 to admit me, but they were like, you can manage with just outdoor medicine. So anyway, I think this also is manifesting, because this doctor admitting me and getting the right doctor from the same hospital got manifested because I had been focusing on my health, praying for complete cure, not just managing it, complete cure, since November. And since then I've had some hiccups along the way. In fact, like, I ended up spending a lot of money on what my mom calls, like, was my mistake, on, you know, a vendor I met at an exhibition. I spent an embarrassing amount of money that I wouldn't want to ever confess on video, but just because I felt my intuition was telling me, I don't know, I just felt something from a vendor who was not based locally, and therefore after that I did not get to see the vendor or, you know, get much help from the medicine, very expensive medicine they sold me, which was also Ayurvedic. So anyway, that happened, and then actually my psoriasis got worse in winter, which it usually does. I also had a trigger, so everything in a nutshell became worse instead of getting better. And then I, you know, got a cold for 2-3 weeks, like I mentioned in another video, and then I had the other health issue pop up, and I was like, oh my god, this is the worst thing ever. And long story short, actually, you know what, no, there is no short story in my videos, you know, it's all about long stories. So yeah, this is the whole long version of it. I finally got admitted, and I was very excited. Actually, I was like, this is my first time ever, and I have a video about that also, showing, documenting my experience while I was inside the hospital, the treatment and everything. So I was excited because I thought, like, within those 7 days, they had asked me to get admitted for 7 days, which eventually turned into 17 days, but that's another story. I was very excited thinking I'll be cured, but then they managed my expectations. My mom managed my expectations, saying that they'll help you reduce it, and then after that it will take some more time because they give you medicines. So yeah, that's a story. Anyway, so I had this huge flare-up of psoriasis. So people who know what psoriasis is about, or you don't know, it's basically like some thick red scales on your skin, which looks very disturbing if you're not used to it. I'm sure you're not used to it, but if you know psoriasis or eczema or skin-related patients, it's something that is very psychologically traumatizing. So yeah, I ended up in the hospital. So I had a huge flare-up, and then I ended up in the hospital going through treatment, which worked out well. It's great. And you know, things changed, and the doctors were very happy to see me when I went back in, say, March. Like 15 days after I was released from the hospital, I went back after having the medicine, and they were happy with the results. I was very happy because we had put in a lot of effort. And then apart from that also, you know, in terms of the kind of clients I was attracting, I got a client which I thought I had landed, and then some reason the client, it didn't work out, and then in hindsight I realized why that was not a good fit. And then I got a client which seems like a good fit. So I mean, I haven't started working yet, but I'm pretty sure that whatever happens for the best. So, you know, by the end of March I had taken care of my health, and most importantly, I also, like, you know, understood, I want to say, it's not about getting the client, it's about the calm I displayed when the thing didn't work out with the client. I think that's what is important. Like, earlier me would have just panicked, sulked, complained, cried, and been in a bad mood, taking out either her, you know, tantrums or anger on someone else. But this me was very calm, and it was like, okay, I'm going to just keep on keeping on. And I think that is where the progress was. So that's something which I am really proud of more than anything else. The ability to see the higher good, and or rather have faith that everything is in the, for higher good. Because otherwise usually we take it as a reflection of our worth, like I made a mistake somewhere, something, for this to not work out. I did not make it anything about me, which is a huge progress. And speaking about overall, the biggest progress for me, which I don't know where it came from really, is being able to appreciate and relax, appreciate things in general and relax and not be outcome oriented. So for example, I have never liked flowers, and if anyone gifted flowers, at a family function to us, or as a kid, I used to like bouquets very much. I don't know what happened in between, but I started hating it, and I was like, it's such a waste of money. People can just give like proper gifts or give the cash. Why do people give flowers? I used to like actually get annoyed. So I've noticed like suddenly what happened out of nowhere. It's spring, and my mom loves plants and flowers and like cultivating them. So she has like the whole terrace of it. Maybe I'll throw some pictures in here. I don't know if I feel like editing this video. So she I started enjoying the flowers. So I mean, things that really don't have an end result except for just getting pleasure and joy and admiring beauty and aesthetics. I enjoyed just having the flowers in my room, plucking it, keeping it in a vase, like something which is not directed at any external result except for just my joy and having romance in my life. So I think that's a huge improvement, or rather not even an improvement, that's like not the person I know. In fact, my brother was asking me like, when did you get interested in flowers? So I think that is the biggest turnaround in this 1 quarter. Suddenly I started just enjoying looking at things and being like, wow, this is such a perfect moment, and this is so beautiful, and I have everything that I need at this moment. And I also read the book The Power of Now, which really speaks about the moment and why you should enjoy that the only thing that exists is now, and it's timeless, and there is time is an illusion, which is a very interesting concept. I will not go down that tangent, but if you have read that book and if you have any other recommendations based on that book, like similar to that book, do let me know in the comments below. So yeah, I think that was it. Those were the main salient features of the turnaround and how my life changed in 90 days. And this has not happened in these 90 days. So I had been doing this work for a very long time, very, very, very long time. And I'm finally being able to see the compounding, the results of all the work that I have done. The compounding effect has kind of come into place, I feel, and I'm able to see the results. It's not that I started this process long time back, especially like about the health. I started sowing seeds for it in November, and it just happened. Like, I really was praying to God for a cure. Then I thought I found the cure at an exhibition. It was 11/11, so I thought it's like an important day. I had prayed on that day, went to the exhibition, found those people, so I thought it was a sign. But I think that was also part of the process. For some reason, I feel like that was also important for me to put my skin in the game. By investing so much in my health, that meant that I was very serious about it, and I think that was a signal to the universe for it to know that, yeah, okay, she's serious about getting cured, so send her to the right place. So I then ended up going to the hospital for something different, but got admitted for this thing which I was praying for. Yeah, so yeah, I think that's all I have for this video. 90 days. Let me know if something like this has happened to you ever, and if your life has changed in the 90 days, if you've been able to observe it. I think it's very important to be able to observe it, because I'm sure this would have happened to me earlier. I wouldn't have probably noticed it. You also need that awareness to be able to observe it, you know. It could have also happened in the other way, like in 90 days my life got worse. I'm sure it has happened, but this is in the positive direction, and I've noticed it, and I'm very, very grateful for that. So yeah, all right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.